Hi, I'm Pete, and this is Eat at Pete's. The goal is to bring you good, easy, accessible food that brings people together. I'm a little new to video, so bear with me. I got my start cooking with my grandmother, working funeral luncheons and other luncheons at her church. I was probably 9 years old and running a commercial dishwasher at her church. I also did a fair amount of cooking in Scouts. You learn to cook with all sorts of heat sources, and we tried to challenge ourselves, cook things that wouldn't normally be camp food at camp. There's probably no harsher critic than hungry teen peers waiting on supper after a long day at camp. When I got married and we had kids, my cooking transitioned to cooking for my wife and kids and cooking with my wife and kids. And we did all sorts of holiday meals, Saturday morning breakfasts. One of our favorites was we would get together and do a huge batch of tamales. One of our batches was 144, 12 dozen. And the entire family would sit around the table and we would assembly line them together, and then we would get them all cooked and freeze a lot of them for future meals. We did a lot of fish fries. I would get one of the kids outside manning the oil and another one inside battering the fish. I love a good fish fry, and we had some dandies. We did biscuits and gravy and pancakes on Saturday mornings, and then I did a lot of cooking for civic groups. I started a spaghetti dinner fundraiser with the local scout troop when I was a leader. It was a lot of work, but it was a great community activity. I cooked for a local traveling homeless shelter in our county. It would come around to our church and I would cook a couple of nights that week, and then I would sometimes go fill in at other churches that needed a cook as well. Some years back I volunteered at a food pantry, and while doing this I saw a lot of good food not getting used because people didn't know how to cook it. They were actually afraid of it. And I wanted to give some education on cooking then, but I didn't have the time with work and the kids and my other responsibilities. I'm in a new chapter of my life now. My kids are grown and off pursuing their careers. I have a teacher and a machinist and a chef. Their interests really aligned with my wife and I's interests. We were both educators through homeschooling, Scouts, and 4-H. My wife was a fiber artist. I worked as a mechanic and a technician, and of course, my love of cooking. Our love of the outdoors and outdoor education led us to be superintendents of natural sciences at the fair for several years. My wife passed from cancer in 2025, so when you notice that I'm using the past tense, that's why. In this new chapter, my goal is to enjoy life, meet new people, and teach good, easy, and accessible food. Cooking shouldn't be a mystery, and it doesn't need to be difficult. It should be something that we're teaching all the time, sharing our food, bringing people together through food, and just making it accessible. I'm Wisconsin through and through, born and raised here. Family has been in Wisconsin for generations. I have the Scotty accent, I know. Be kind, life is short, too short. So that's me. I hunt, I fish, I garden, I teach, and I feed people. That's why so why is it Eat at Pete's? Years ago, my wife joked I cooked so much that I should open a restaurant. I said, nights weren't really my thing, but maybe a lunch counter with daily specials so I could work in what was in season and not get bored with cooking the same thing over and over again. And we would call it Eat at Pete's. Well, she made a banner, and so Eat at Pete's it is. Thanks.